everyone, welcome to another review article on Wargames Illustrated. I've been driven inside by the rain, unfortunately, so I'll try and make some interesting backdrops. The hat's still there. Anyway, it's October 2017, issue 360 for those keeping count, and the theme this month is Revolution. So we got all sorts of thoughts about where revolutions come from. Okay, so the first thing we go through, we got some wargaming news. And the big news, of course, is Ghost Archipelago coming out to sort of follow on to Frostgrave. And there's another one then, Conflict 47 Resurgence. So this is like your bolt action, I don't know, World War II. If you go on to 47, all the technology come out. If you either know about it, you know about it. Interesting article saying Music of War. So that's worth looking at. There's a website, holger-siderman.com. You can get thematic music to play your war games to. Interesting idea. And Lenton Gamers in Nottingham have got a big advert for new members. Don't see that very often. Okay, observation post, very good. We've got some new figure reviews. Some early Napoleonics. There we go. We've got Victrix or something. Hang on, I don't know what they're called again. Yeah, Victorious, sorry. Victorious miniatures. And then we got some World War II. It's rather nice. I think they're... Oh no, sorry, I beg your pardon. Completely wrong then. Ignore that comment. Ghost Archipelago Crewmen. So I can read all about that. And there's the 28mm figures for Forager. You might have seen I've done an article on interview with the designer of Forager. There's some of the figures. They do look good. Find that video. I'm doing an offer on painting the launch figures for the Kickstarter. And there's some 40mm figures, US company Sash and Sabre, and some tanks. Gotta have tanks. Always have tanks. 15mm tanks. Anyway, so you can read through all about that. Now then, this is, if you watched the review when I was having a bit of a go at miniature war games, for reviewing history books rather than wargaming books, here's a contrast, okay? I don't always blow smoke at Wargames Illustrated, but this occasion, here's the spread, alright? These are the wargame ones. The balloon one does actually have some rules about wargames in it. I knew I'd read that somewhere. And here's another one about a set of rules. Then the historical books are here, and they get a smaller slot each. You know, boom, 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 boom. The emphasis is on the historical ones. So there we are. I got the same books as reviewed in the other one. Napoleonic Balloon Warfare, which is a Universal Wargames Rules Supplement from Partisan Press. And we got 1871 Franco-Prussian War Rules. As you see there, 1870 rules reconfigured. It was a big Christmas. Right, adverts, Ghost Archipelago. So that's some articles about You Want a Revolution. And great to see pictures of this again. This is done by the late Mr. Weekly, Ian Weekly, who used to do the great scenery building and dioramas, mostly for miniature war games, ironically. So interesting ideas about how upheavals and stuff like that. Some questionable history interpretations, but hey, there you go. Lots of nice eye candy, as always, in Wargames Illustrated. This one made me confused, though. It's got what-if scenarios. So it's got things like, you know, gamers can see what would have happened if some of the factors changed in favour of one of the sides, and see if they can repeat or rewrite history. So what if, for example, what if the assassination of Julius Caesar led to an all-out civil war in Rome? Well, I thought it did. And in 1860, instead of a bloodless succession from the Union, what if some of the southern states staged a coup to change their state's leadership? Then you might have the American Civil War. There we go. Anyway, I don't quite understand what we're trying to say there. But anyway, there's loads of different scenarios, which are good. So I mean, it's just me nitpicking there. It's called like Germany 1989, what would have happened if it hadn't gone down so well with it coming down the wall. Got the High Seas Fleet, 1918, the German fleet defected or did something. Not sure whether they'd gone, if all their ports had been surrendered, but stuff like that. So it's very good. And this point's being that you're not sure of the loyalty of troops, brother v brother stuff. Interesting point on brother v brother that Roger made to me the other day. We're talking about samurai wars and how you end up with brothers on opposite sides. Similar thing with other wars. And I say, oh, it seems crazy, you know, brothers killing each other rather than backing one side. As Roger pointed out, if you have a brother on both sides, then whoever wins, you're on the winning side. So, not as crazy as it sounds. You're always backing the winner that way. Anyway, bizarre for me, father of 3 sons. But anyway, here you go. Nice Wargames Foundry advert. And this is getting a bit of a coverage, because there's an article further in the magazine about Bronze Age as well. There's some lovely figures from Foundry. So I'm not sure why that's suddenly getting some coverage. I guess it's one of the few periods not yet covered. Right, if you like airplanes, World War II, there you go. This is a review of a new set of rules called Blood Red Skies. It's got dogfight rules, bombers and stuff. Very detailed article. Lots of detail. Someone's trying to come into my workshop. It's raining. Oh, given up. And there's good examples of play, how it works. And hang on, who's the writer again? What's his name? Andy Chambers, yeah. If you played Warhammer or 40k, you'd know his name. Very experienced rules writer. It looks good. You know, if you want to try, yeah, and there's details what you get in the packet. You get loads of markers, planes, all that kind of stuff. Interesting game. So again, doing what Wargaming Magazine should do, reviewing new games. Ghost Archipelago. So I would say the adverts are part of the magazine. And here's some more tanks and things. I think it's from, yeah, Warlord Games. Okay, I got to speed up. This is a big magazine. I'm not going to get through it. This excellent article, American War of Independence. I learnt a lot from this. Who wrote it? Give a bit of credit here. Steve Jones. Like to share some of that enthusiasm, his enthusiasm for American War of Independence, or ARRW, whatever you want to call it these days. Really good. I've read a lot of history on this, and I even lived in Massachusetts for a while. What this does, though, apart from the amazing eye candy, it's telling you all about how troops changed over the time, what the units involved, how they're organised. Big, big, big article, you know, lots of detail, fabulous pictures, as you kind of expect from Wargames Illustrated. So all in all, and then how cavalry were used, uniforms. It's great, man. It's like getting a whole book. So if you've got any interest in that period, it'd be great. Here we go. Some tanks of Flames of War, Guild Ball, which I still haven't tried. I'm a big Blood Bowl fan, so I should really give that a go. It's big down in Firestorm. Then a review of Historicon. Some great pictures, lots of information on there. I'd love to go to that one year over in the States. Some of the games are just, well, outrageously beautiful. And I know they've got a big emphasis on participation and having a go. And if you like tanks, I don't know a lot of people like tanks. Look. Oh. Here we are. Loads of tanks. This is very cool. I think is that for Frostgrave, I think. Yeah, that's right, it was right, yes. Here we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I'd love to go to that. Lots of stuff on that. More page on that. More tanks. There you go. Happy days for people. And then loads of, I think it's Napoleonic. Yeah, Leipzig, that's right. More stuff. More beautiful pictures. It's just cracking. Alright, then we got this Blood and Plunder being advertised still. Wargames rules. Plastic soldiers. Right, come on, move on, Ross, move on. This held my interest for all 3 parts, I have to say. And I let them off the hook because it's a bit of a history article, but it does talk about the battles that you could incorporate, especially towards the end of the campaign. This particular issue's got stuff on the Battle of the Boyne, but smaller battles I hadn't heard about, like the Monmouth Rebellion. You heard about Glorious Revolution and all that. I hadn't realised there was battles involved. And there's some more of battles and some details. Nice small battles, good for wargamers. Nicely well-written article. So I'm going to give Simon McDowell, yeah, he gets full props from me. And then how he played the game, figures. You know, it's history woven into how you wargame with it. I guess that's professional writers for you, isn't it? It's excellent, and there's lots of it. I have to say, what's the cover price? I always get mine delivered. $4.95. There's a lot in it. More Foundry adverts. And there's Curtis miniatures. Come on, push on, speed it up. Right, designer's notes of Foragers. I've already done a video on this. But if you want to find out about the game, Dona, all sorts of stuff. How it's played, the philosophy. Yeah, Adrian McWalter again. Yeah, that's right. But his name is slightly different. There's a card here somewhere. Some lovely eye candy, as always, and all about the game. So, give you a good flavour. So, a couple of days left on the Kickstarter. If you want to get an idea what it's all about, this article will do it. Right, okay, cracking on. More advertising. This magazine's doing really well on. I used to work in media sales. This has got what they call. This is what we call thud factor in publishing. It's a big issue. Lots of adverts. This is interesting. The Helder campaign, origin of the Grand Old Duke of York, going up and down the hill and all that. Yeah, interesting. I think Roger might like this actually, because it's his period. It's that sort of 1790s. And give it a chance to get some British on the table for a change. There we go. And there's some fabulous battles and ships and great. Oh, sorry, I tell this little bit of a personal account. This one, how two people from across the country put on a game in a sort of neutral venue, if you like. Colin Ashton and David Bickley, and it's a really nice article. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And there they are. There's the two old boys playing their game. Good work, fellas. It doesn't give a lot of detail to put it on yourself, but you know, it's how to put on a big game. Good. Right, I'm about to have a moan in a second. Here we go. These look great. You know, I love a good dwarf figure. Warmongerminiatures.com. Fairly new company to me. Massive range of dwarves. Loads of character. Very funky. Advert for Lancaster Ancient Fallen. There we are. November. I'll put the details on screen. A bit too far for me, unfortunately. I could get. Yeah, oh, here we go. This is one of my first moan again, because similar to Miniature Wargames, here's another article by Dona Mercy about using Dragon Rampant. Please, someone out there, tell me, do those rules work? Because I haven't met anyone yet who's made them work. Love Lion Rampant. Dona Mercy is a fantastic writer. This article is worth reading just for how well written it is. And if the game really did play like this, it'd be like great, you know. This is the big disappointment with it. Everything about the concept is brilliant. It just the mechanics and structure just doesn't work. So I would suggest taking this article. This kind of by the way, it's got the classic how people got to Britain kind of model. It's interesting because he touches on the stuff I've been reading about settlement coming from Syria and the Cambre and the early British, which are not the same as obviously the later Anglo-Saxons and all that kind of stuff. So it's a fascinating area, extremely controversial. I tell you, you go into some discussion groups on this, you'd swear it happened yesterday. People are really upset about this stuff. So it's a dangerous area. So he's gone for as a Hyperborean warband, which from what I've been reading recently is a kind of early Welsh, really, Cymric. That's a long, long story for another video, perhaps. Anyway, it's a great artwork, great article. Beautiful. Hang on to some adverts in the middle. I'm sure there's more though, because there's the game itself. Oh no, that's it. I thought it was longer. Oh yeah, but it does give the units and the points. I'd try it using Lion Rampant. And if you want to have a magic user or something, just use it as an activation buff, because the magic's lousy in Dragon Rampant. Anyway, that's my personal view. If you disagree and get Dragon Rampant to work, please tell me, because I think it's just lousy, which is a shame, because Lion Rampant's really good. And I don't think Dragon Rampant was play tested, to be blunt. Right, more tanks, Flames of War. People love a tank. Right, next show I'm going to Warfare, November, Reading, not far from me. Hope to see a lot of my London friends, because it's about halfway. And I will probably go on the Sunday, because I coach football, and that's starting to take up more Saturday mornings, but I can't guarantee which day. I'll have my hat on. Come and have a go at me or something. Russian Revolution. Lots of history. An attempt to show it could be games, but I think really it's not for gaming, really, is it? What I would like to see on here is a bit more about how it does mention Germany fermenting it to stabilise it, but the concept of all these articles is like popular uprising, whereas I don't know, what I know about Russian Revolution, it was outsiders came in and railroaded it with a shed load of gold from the Germans, and that's when Lenin turned up. But hey, more controversial subjects, because history, if I had known how controversial history was at school, I'd have done more of it. But anyway, here you go, some fabulous pictures, figures, where to go for revolutionary figures and stuff. Oh, interesting. I enjoyed it anyway. Different rules you could use. Spearhead. I think also he's talking there about the whites against the reds or something like that. And then a bit of a fluff piece. I don't know if they paid for this, but Scarrisa. What a lovely bunch they are, what lovely stuff they make. All true, by the way. That sounds sarcastic. It's not. No, it is all true. They make lovely stuff and they're lovely people. So there you go. But MDF, a bit more about how they came about it. Now this, for me, is the star of the show, star of the episode. Animal Farm 2 Snowball Returns. This is quality. This is a demonstration game they put on for Salute. They made the buildings, the posters. It's flavoured from the old CIA-sponsored cartoon. When was it made? 1950s. It mentions it in here. There we are, 1954. Nice class. It's got rules for it, but also it's put in genetically modified creatures. It's beautiful. Tells you how they made it, thinking, the rules. And it just looks great. Yeah, it's one of those games you think, oh, I wish it was there. I want to have a go at this. Yeah, the idea is that Snowball's been kicked out and he's come back with an army to recapture the farm. And he ties it all in with Trotsky and all that kind of stuff. All that good stuff. There we go. This one, to be honest, a bit of a puff piece again. Battle of Cambre, which is amazing. It's beautiful. And it won Best Display Game. The editor picked it. This does make you wonder a little bit. The editor picked it at Partisan in Newark. Excellent blah 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 display of the tournament or the show, which conveniently ties into a nice little interview with sculptor Ali Morrison, obviously a big fan from Warhammer days, and Dave Andrews at Great War Miniatures. And then, I mean, the stuff they do is amazing. But there's an interview about their company, a bit of a plug. So there we are. So they won the award, got a 6-page article. Coincidence? Or they can run the article anyway and bolted explosion. Something I didn't like anyway. This tricks for explosions. I don't like to see dead bodies and people getting blown up and stuff. A bit squeamish perhaps. Despite my wargaming, a little bit of a pacifist. See, I don't think that's how to make... not really my idea of wargaming. I remember many years ago, Major Wargames had a picture of 2 gunfighters on the front cover, and one had a big splatter of blood on him, and a lot of people in the club didn't like that. So, I don't know. That's a personal thing. Alright, some more adverts. I'll run through them. Crisis, Selwig. Wish I could go to that. 22nd of October. Down in Crystal Palace. Used to be. Where is it? Yeah, Crystal Palace National Sports Centre. Adverts for Artmaster. They paint figures. Imagine doing that for a living. Demonscape. Trench Lines. Adrian's Walls. God, they've been around a long time now, haven't they? There's an advert for Forager. Also done a video on that. Trent Miniatures. Total Battle. Getting to the end now. And then we got Derby Worlds, which was last weekend. I was thinking of going. I am going to go next year, whether I'm playing in a tournament or not. I used to go every year for the impetus. And it's strange. I finally won it one year and then didn't go again. So it's like, yay, done that. But also the game, it's regaining popularity again. So maybe I'll give that a go. And here we go. Figures and small ads. And, don't know, KB. Yeah, that's my other initials. Or your comic and illustration needs. Yeah, interesting. And there's figure painting services, prepared for war, drum and flag. Turn your lead to gold, giant miniatures, Wargames Illustrated, and there's an advert for a big wargaming shop called Wargaming Store between Chester and Liverpool. So maybe you can find that on Tinterweb. Another big advert for Griffin Beast, who I think just book the back covers forever, because they also ever see. So all in all, really interesting issue. Loads of content, loads to read. I mean, to be honest, most of it are periods and stuff I might not even play, but still very interestingly written. And they do try, not always successfully, but they do try and tie it back to a war game and playing on a table, rather than just a random article. And I guess they got the budgets, professional writers, that kind of thing. That was cracking. Good value, I think. And I enjoyed that. And because I've been so slow doing this video, the next one will be out soon. So there we are. Oh, I think it stopped raining. Anyway, I'm going to get back to painting. So take care, and please leave your comments. You know, whether you agree or disagree, just fire away. Let's get some discussion going. And I'll be speak to you next time, finishing my Newbury show report, and hopefully some more games this week. So till next time, keep rolling.